you Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, so apparently there's no sound. We're gonna fix that right now. We'll get started with the show in a second. We just gotta play our air call, so 1 second. We'll get this, fixed right now. All right, let's see here. There we go, guys.
Quick disclaimer, my lawyers make me do this. I am
Could be 100,000.
I did throw out that $100.
Is that
I
worth
gotta
now,
watch what I
Louise?
say on Twitter. You pick the
No.
most extreme thing and you put that out there. But I do think
Okay, it's a $5 stock. You said it could be 100. How am I
could
not
be.
going to make that my talking point?
it could be 100. I think I said in 2 to 3 years, right?
Could it be 100,000?
No, but it could be $100 stock in 2 to 3 years. I think right now it's probably worth 10 to 12 bucks. I think
Hey guys, this is a 1-year chart daily candles we have up on the screen, but keep going, Ben.
great. I think by the end of this year or sometime middle to end of next year, I think it could be a $50 stock. So, with that, I have some visuals.
stock.
If you'd like me to share my screen, can we do that?
All
Yeah,
right,
let's
that
do
was
it. You should have a share button.
That was the call, guys. $50 to $100. We're hitting $50 today on air. Let's get hold on. I forgot to get my screen up here. Let me do that right now. There we go. All right, there we go. $50 stock. Joseph from Ascending Capitals here.
Hey, I'm here.
Day today. I mean, I'm calling it 49.80, close enough. I held it all the way up from 250 to 25 in full position. Since then, it hasn't been full position. It's been a small position. I wish I kept the whole full position all the way up here to $50, but definitely got to celebrate that very accurate call today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's incredible. You called it when it was $5. I mean, it was $5 on the show, but I think you like you said, you 250.
It was 270 when it's 270 when I loaded up. It was $5 when we got to Benzinga a few days later. But so listen, air, we got the short-term analysis wrong last night. Listen, I continue to say at this point, this is going $100, right? It's at 50 to 100. I never changed my mind anywhere along the way. It's just been about, your like shorter horizon shares that you're trying to trade. I did not think we'd have this move today. And I think the explanation is, look, the earnings were like a 6% beat, in line to a roughly 6% beat. So a little bit surprised to see it up 18%. But I guess the explanation is everyone else sees what I see. Because right now the PE, the next year's PE, forward-looking PE is like $45, right? So I said, that's a little bit rich, only 6% beat. Why would we be up 18% today? And again, I think the answer is everybody sees what I see. I didn't sell any of my long-term shares in my retirement account at all today, and I've been thinking about it because it's going $100, and it's just so obvious that I guess people are saying I'm willing to pay a premium. So you didn't really have sellers, and maybe you're getting a little bit of a short squeeze, right? So you got the qualitative assessment, long-term, the TAM, everything really looking good long-term for this company, even though the guidance is only 6% higher for 2024, even though the PE is like 45 for 2024, the qualitatively, this was not something that would spark any long-term holders to sell. And maybe you're getting a short squeeze because of that. So I think that's maybe the explanation for the price action. So I did predict that incorrectly for today, but we got the long-term story correct, and I haven't sold any of my long-term stock in my retirement account. So Air, great time to celebrate the story trading method. And by the time, by the way, let's get this stream going. We just started this week, right? So still a little bit slow. We really think this show's got to get hundreds of people on here with the great content we provide. So put it in your schedule every day, 1 p.m. and get this link out there, please. It's StoryTrading.com/YouTube, StoryTrading.com/Rumble. We'll recap what we talked about for our paid VIPs in the morning. Plus, we'll do a Q&A over here as well. So we want to provide value to everyone who isn't a VIP. So help us make this big and get the attention it deserves, this show. All right, let's talk about today. So our top 5 picks, and we had a bonus pick early in the morning. If you're in the StoryTrading.com app, we gave you a short idea on Lilum when it was $1.55. This is actually the first trade idea of the day. It was $1.55, and I said target under 140. So unfortunately, I didn't have big size in this, but we played that. And so right out of the bat, we had one winning trade. So that was good. Now, otherwise, today's challenging. It is a challenging day. We'll go through all of the picks and we'll see where we're at. So Lilum worked out. Besides that, what were our other top 5 picks that we gave you this morning? Continuation on Plug. This was our top pick yesterday. We said sticking with it, right? So look good in pre-market. We were sticking with it. Big gap up. It hit the 200 DMA and got rejected. I thought it was going to break through. But this is a swing, so I'm not worried at all. Let's look at a little bit at ARK, which is going to be impacting a stock like Plug, and see where we are. So you see ARK is correcting 1.37%, but it's still above this 200 moving average. That's a 5-minute candle. It's completely broken out. Long term, I added ARK to my IRA yesterday, so I'm still very bullish now. Risk assets with inflation coming down. So I'm not worried at all about this pullback on Plug. And, as far as the overall market's concerned, actually, let's just look at this real quickly. I think what we're seeing today is a rotation. It's not a sell-off. Like, we're seeing a rotation into some of the QQQ plays, even though it's still holding its gains. But QQQ, wow, coming down, 20 DMAs is the bull line. So even if you come down to the 20 DMA, no big deal on QQQ. You can go to 368. Don't panic at all. I would buy there at 368 on the QQQ on the NASDAQ. So I'm not worried about this little rotation into, I guess you can call it safer stock. Well, everything's starting to get red, but still, we saw the long-term moving average, the short-term moving average actually, and everything's looking good to me still. So let's go back now to our picks. And because of that, I'm still bullish. Plug and Overstock are my 2 largest swings. We've been calling this for days. We're still in it. And that's what it is. So you're not going to make money every day. Sometimes you got to hold. You got to hold through the volatility.
And Ben, like we said yesterday, I mean, this is really the type of market that you make big on the swings. You can day trade Plug and make a nice amount, but we just think that in this market you could swing Plug and you could make much more. So that's what we're going for. And you're right, as long as it keeps above all the lines with RK and everything, it's major.
Yeah, this is turned into a market that's better for swing trading than day trading, in my belief. So we are holding that with no qualms. We're holding the Plug and Overstock. All right, we gave you a couple other picks today this morning. ASXC, which, depending on your entry, I guess probably didn't work out yet, but I really like this. The news was really good this morning. Tony, thanks for giving this idea. We've been monitoring for a long time. They had significant news this morning. I actually like the chart here today. So basically, they're trying to compete with Intuitive Surgical. They got their robotic unit now approved into a U.S. hospital. That's big news for this company. Now, it's not something I throw a lot of money at because it's a penny stock. They probably need to raise money. There's dilution risk over here. So small size for us in ASXC. But I got to say, it's holding up really nicely today. And I'm not sure what our size is right now, Joseph, but I like seeing this action right now with this catalyst. So the 5-day chart looks really good. Yep, let's get out there and make some money. That's what we're doing. Sneer, thanks for your support. But yeah, we're right at the 50 DMA. You know, you got to have the right allocation. That's the magic formula, right? So I do like this, but in the right allocation. Manage your risk in a penny stock like this. But that's actually holding up really.
What would you say? What would you say, Ben, for the people to maybe get an idea? Let's say percentage-wise, what's a good percentage allocation to have
You
in?
know, that's going to be individual for each person and their risk tolerance. You know, for us, for the hedge fund I launched with Joseph from Ascending Capital, you know, that's kind of part of our secret sauce that we're developing in terms of what size allocations we put in each stock. So that's really the magic to risk management. So, you know, kind of here's something to think about. If it works out, how much money will you make? And if it doesn't work out, how much money will you lose? That's really right. That's something to think about in terms of allocation size. Like sometimes with a stock that's like a penny stock here, if it works, like maybe it's a 2 or 3 bagger. And if you can make a ton of money, right? If you're right. But if you're wrong, it could also go down significantly. So that will help you when you go through that math in your head. It'll help you. You can actually see with the higher risk stocks, you don't need as much money in them, right? Because if you're wrong, you lose a ton of money. But if you're right, you make a ton of money. So just with a small amount, you won't lose a lot if you're wrong. But if you're right, you'll make a ton of money. So generally speaking, the riskier names you should have less money in.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Yeah.
Other picks we gave this morning, Microsoft and NVIDIA, they are bucking the trend now. This morning, they were great. Right now, not looking so good. So pre-market, we gave this to you pre-market 9 o'clock. So it took off then and was beating the markets. So what target we gave you was 351.47. What did it hit? 351.43. So there you go. So perfect trade for the day. If you got in pre-market, 4 cents from our target, you could have made good money on Microsoft if you were with us on the StoryTrading VIP program this morning. NVIDIA, this has been a top pick for many days in a row. And again, if you got this one pre-market, wow, it hit 480. Wasn't that the target I gave yesterday or 2 days ago? 480. Look at that.
Could be.
It was 480. I'm sure we have it on record. It was probably on yesterday's show or even 2 days ago. Wow. It actually, look at how uncannily sometimes these targets are. 480.88. So 480 was the target when I said this is going to break 450 and go to 480. You remember that now.
Yeah, so I do remember at least on the show with Rex, you mentioned you both agreed on the 470s to 480s as the more immediate target.
He was a little bit lower. He was 470s and I had said 480. So there you go. All right. Another one perfectly worked out. Like, so many of our picks were perfect today. The Lilium call was perfect. The Microsoft call, perfect to the resistance. NVIDIA, perfect to resistance. Plug and overstock, not working. I still think we swing these, though. All right, so really good track record. Again, once again with our picks this morning. We're just letting you know about and Netflix, not really making a call on Netflix, but earnings are coming next Wednesday. And I think you had a little bit of event anticipation in the morning, but that was not really one of our picks this morning. Now, a couple other things to talk about here. RGB, this is our top swing play we gave you yesterday, and it's holding up really, really well. This is a short squeeze play. Not going to go over the whole thesis here, but it does have fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, technical. So this is kind of like a 4-pillar trade from a story trading perspective. And we held this swing yesterday, and I'm really, really nice to see this. This is just such a beautiful chart. It's really nice to see this holding up on a day like today. Happy we're holding our full swing position on RRGB right now.
Yeah, me too. Looks great.
All right, we highlighted BRDS this morning as a type of stock in this environment that can squeeze. Now, we're in this kind of short squeeze season, I call it. We're in short squeeze season, which means every stock which is highly shorted will have its day, especially low float stocks. It's just a matter of timing. So this one, we saw this close of the 50 DMA. So I'm like, this is something worth watching. You know, if it breaks the 50 DMA, boom, it can really go. So it didn't happen today, but guess what we noticed? Go EV, very similar situation. We saw it break over the 50 DMA. We took that trade right away. Joseph, what was our entry and exit here?
That was fantastic. Our entrance was 61 cents when it was up like 10%, something like that. Or maybe a bit higher, 62, 63 cents. And the highest we sold was 71 point something cents.
Right. Our target was 75. It reached 73.79. So 75, you can see that here. Actually, you see that candle? The top of this candle was 75. So on the break of the 50, we had this 75 target. Didn't quite get there. We had a sell order at 74. You know, but
74 on the dot, but we saw it kind of pulling back from 73, 79.
73.79. Missed it by a fraction of a penny.
Yeah. But we caught it above 70, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, we sold some above 70, sold some, you know, on the breakdown a little bit. But Go EV, I don't see any catalysts today. I don't want to swing it without a catalyst. This is just a quick technical breakout trade on Go EV. GDRX now 3 days in a row. This was our top pick on Wednesday morning at $5.55. If you were a VIP, you could have gotten in at $5.55 Wednesday morning. And now this morning, CFRA is telling the world what we told the world Wednesday morning, right? Automatic access to CVS's system, that this is a positive catalyst for the stock, raising their price target from 550 to 8. It's basically almost the same exact analysis we gave 48 hours ahead of the world, all right? For just $30 a month, okay? 1 week free. If you join and become a VIP, just go to storytrading.com/app, download the app, and you can join us and get the early calls. We're ahead of the market very often.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here.
That's the major reason why we started the fund, because we were seeing that, and we need to put that to work in a bigger way. So, yeah.
So other than that, things are pulling back. It's a tough thing. I doubt we're making money at this point today, but we're probably crushing markets still. So what's the RK at right now? RK, yep, we're beating RK, we're beating IWM, I'm sure. So it's definitely a tough day today, but I feel really good about our swing positions in plug and overstock, especially. Things are looking good. So if there's any Q&A, you can throw it in there on YouTube, on Rumble. Oh, we got something on Rumble here. Real Goat Herder. 1475 to 1503. Oh, okay. So he got in. He made 28 cents on RRGB. I'm looking for $18. Call me greedy. I think we're past that choppy bear market action where you just got to be happy with a scalp. You know, I am happy swinging this. I'm looking for $18 in RRGB. And we have the video where we did the Fibonacci analysis with Rex. If you go and become a VIP at storytrading.com/app, you go into the community tab, or actually just add, actually, no, that's not tagged by ticker symbol. You have to go in the community tab, go in the historical videos, and you'll see from Wednesday, we did a video with Rex. We talked about RRGB, and he was on the same exact page as me. In fact, he was even, I think, a little more bullish than me because I was looking for 18 and he was looking for like 20s. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
So RRGB, I'm going to be greedy because this is the moment we're in. We're in a risk-on market. I think swings are going to work. Good job making that money. Real Goat Herder. If that's your style, that's great. We're going for more. All right. So let's see what happens there with RRGB. And let's see if we get any other comments here.
By the way, something I'll say, Ben. One thing that we're really trying to do in the fund is stay away, or at least watch our allocation very closely when it comes to very risky trades.
Look at that Lilum. We should have
Lilum,
shorted. Should have shorted Lilum with bigger size.
That was a good short.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
not Lilum.
By the way.
I want to mention you BTB. BTB is one that was brought to our attention a few times. We stayed away from it because it's just too risky. It's just way too risky, and there's better. No, BTB.
I don't remember BTB.
Without the T at the end.
Okay, well, that BTBT looks good. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
BTB. That's a junky penny stock. Yeah. So one of the pillars. They did an offering, and that's, by the way, why we shorted Lilum this morning, because they did an offering with warrants, and warrants is just a free to short the stock. And the warrants were priced at $1.30, I believe. So when we saw this at $1.55, we're like, dude, this is going towards $1.30. Like, should have done it with bigger size. Okay. You know what? It was just a little bit scary because the market was exploding yesterday. And we're like, do we really want to short a stock in this environment? But yes, you do, right? So we know, next time there's an offering on some company that's not profitable yet, you want to maybe short that. So, but yeah, one of the pillars at StoryTrading is fundamentals. I'll talk about LAP in just a second. In fact, I don't know if there are new people here or not, but we always I forgot to play it today. Maybe I'll play it at the end. So hang on to the end. We'll play a video about how we do our analysis. In fact, the video I was playing earlier from the Benzinga show about air. Actually, take a look at that. The link is at our Twitter. StoryTrading, twitter.com/StoryTrading. We put up a link on our Benzinga video on air. And in there, I go into an in-depth example when we're looking at air, how we analyze the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. So fundamentals is one of those pillars. And that's why we generally stay away from stocks like a BTB. Okay.
Yeah.
LAP. I'll talk about LAP, but I'll also say this, guys. We have now, I know we're also streaming on Twitter, so I'm not sure how many people are watching on Twitter, but we just started this week. So, okay, it's 14 people, all right, between YouTube and Rumble. It's 14 people. I know we're also on Facebook and LinkedIn. I don't know how many people are watching us there, so maybe it's much more. But as far as YouTube and Rumble go, only 14 people. And, the more people who are on the stream, the longer we'll stay on and answer all of your questions. So I just want to give everyone a little motivation to get out there, tell your friends, family, colleagues, put it on social media. This is free content, really good content. And again, it'll give you guys a chance. You guys asking questions, a few of you, I love the participation. Really, thank you about that. But from the few of you who are participating here, you'll have a better opportunity to interact with us on these shows because, again, the more people we have on, the longer we'll stay on and answer these questions. So DH Explorer, views on LAP's upcoming earnings. Okay, LLAP. This is a theme that has been playing out since the regional banking crisis. And that theme has been, and it's now a little bit relieved, but that theme has been money is expensive, right? Regional banks, shutting down, Silicon Valley Bank, it's going to be tougher to access capital for companies. And what that means is it's a license for sharks on Wall Street to take advantage of these smaller companies that need to raise money. And you see lots of small companies just getting destroyed the last many months, even though the market was roaring, right, since the regional banking crisis. You see stocks since the regional banking crisis. If we didn't have the regional banking crisis, XXII would not be $2.30 right now. It would probably be $15, $20 right now, right? What's the connection there? The connection there is money is expensive. And because money is expensive, you have institutions that are sharks. They come to XXII, they short the stock on the open market, and then they say, oh, you need money? Well, you can't get money from anywhere. You got to get it from us. So give us stock so we can cover a short. Not only that, you'll give us stock options. They're called warrants. Give us stock options to the upside, like call options to the upside, leaps, long-term leaps called warrants. And what that does, it allows them to short the stock more. It's a risk-free short. If the stock goes up, they win with the call options. And if they're shorting and it goes down, they make money on the short. So this is, in a way, it's like a kind of death spiral financing. So there's an aspect to that with LLAP. Now, LLAP is one of our biggest positions, so don't get scared yet, right? I'm telling you this for a reason, and here's why I'm telling you this. Because what's important on the upcoming earnings? What's important in the upcoming earnings is not the earnings from this past quarter. It means almost nothing. What's important is their forward-looking guidance of will they need to raise money again? Okay, now we know they got this deal with Rivada, $2.4 billion deal, but there's an overhang. There's a skepticism about will Rivada be able to raise that money, right? This $2.4 billion to therefore come and pay Terran Orbital, LLAP. Now, we know they are getting some money. They've just hired, they put job postings for 100 people on a couple days ago. We know a comment from the CEO on Twitter the other day that they are getting some money. But is it enough money, so that they can move towards profitability without having to raise more money? And that's everything when it comes to ignore everything else. when you get to the conference call and the earnings on LAP, you want to look for words in the press release that address this. You want to look for commentary and careful Q&A analysis, and maybe you might even hear this from the analysts on the LAP conference call. And that's the ticket. That'll tell you if the stock's going to go up or down, in the sustained kind of way. In the it'll move, jump up and down based on that. But where's the direction going to be after that? It's going to be based only and exactly on what I just told you. So that's what you have to wait for. And if they come out and they say, hey, we don't need to raise money, we have enough cash, that's the turning point. That's the inflection point. And LAP can go on to maybe be a 2, 3, 4, 5 bagger in the next coming months or quarters. And if they haven't reached that point, you might be having some problems. All right. So we'll have to see what happens with LAP. So DH Explorer, thank you so much for that question. All right, we got another question from Rumble here about rum breakdown. Catch this knife or wait? Well, we've been avoiding rum. We have a very small position, but we've been avoiding rum because there's a lot of higher quality stocks to play right now. So let me get back to rum in just a second. These stocks like Plug and Overstock and NVIDIA, even basically the former stocks that were very popular in the heyday, after COVID, they're all, NVIDIA is back at the highs, but they're all doing good. All of them, Shopify, Square, they're all doing great. They're high quality companies which are making money. So that's where all the money's flowing right now. Coin is another one, right? All the money's flowing there. So we've been avoiding rum because of that. Now, there will be a time where money will trickle down to riskier stocks like rum. We're not there yet. So basically, markets go in cycles. Right now, it starts with money going into the big caps and the big cap tech when you turn bull, right? And then maybe the big cap tech get too expensive and the money starts trickling down into riskier assets. That's what we're seeing right now in the past week. They're trickling down to the growth stocks, the RK type stocks. It's starting to trickle down into small caps, IWM. Why does this happen? Because the more expensive stocks get too expensive. People are looking, where should I put my money? Okay. Eventually, it'll trickle down to the stocks which are not in as good shape. And rum is one of them. They're not profitable yet, right? So that's why we're avoiding rum. There will come a time where rum will do better. I don't know if there's a news catalyst today sparking this. I haven't looked at it. But for now, I'll be avoiding rum. Technically, let's just see here where we're at. You had the 820 low. So 820 is your support. It went to 823 today. That is a support level. If it breaks below 820, what's the bottom of this candle here? Is 819. So 820 is a big support level. You really don't want to close below 820. If you do, you can retest 750 or so on rum. All right. Joseph, that's 128. You got 2 minutes left. Any closing thoughts?
I'm trying to think. I mean, look, I just, again, I love the market we're in. I think that it's one that you can buy the dips, especially if, you have the indices going to the 20 DMAs, and that's what we'll be doing. And I think, like you said a few days ago, you're a bull now. Until something major macro happens, there's no stopping this. And you shouldn't fight it. One thing that we agreed to do some time ago, and I'm very happy with that decision, is remove the hedge aspect, because why fight the market in such a big bull run?
No more hedging. No. All right. I will. Okay. I'm going to stick around just to answer this last question, only because you're a new viewer, DH Explorer. Thank you for telling us. So DH Explorer says, what's your second highest position? Did we tell you what the first highest was? That's an interesting question that you think is worth holding. And you're looking at let me start with the smaller AI stocks versus the large tech. Well, we do have NVIDIA, Microsoft. Actually, we're holding Amazon as a sleeper stock for AI. I just have this vision of being able to have conversations with Alexa. And I don't know, it's just my own thesis I made up out of nowhere. And I'm just waiting for that press release that's going to come out from Amazon one day. I figured out I had a knack for this, just kind of predicting the future without even deep research. So it's just going to happen. All right. It's just going to happen one day, maybe this summer. Amazon's going to have a press release, breaking news, huge news. Alexa now fully conversational. Maybe they'll charge maybe it's only for Amazon Prime members or something like that. and then you can have like therapy sessions with it or something. You know, I'm not even kidding. So
yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm telling you, it sounds so good that it's one of those that you believe it and it's gonna happen. Yeah.
So anyway, that's the large set. Smaller AI stocks we do have AugX is the one that comes to mind. There's probably other ones in a portfolio, but AugX is an AI healthcare stock that we've been holding. Oh, it's down today. Hopefully it'll hold the 50 DMA support right here. In fact, maybe we want to add some possibly if we're light.
Yeah, this might be
if
a
we're light
pickup.
on that.
Yeah.
The RSI is 43. This one has a great fundamental story because they're already profitable. They have a financing deal with HCA, a multi-billion-dollar. Basically, what they're doing, they're developing a technology which it basically listens in to the conversation between a doctor and a patient, and then it'll automatically create the medical file based on that. Right? It'll document everything about that patient, so the doctor doesn't have to take notes anymore. A nurse doesn't have to take notes. It is overlooked. Like basically, it fills in the medical file, and then someone has to sign off on it, right? So then maybe the nurse can read it, or the doctor quickly looks at it and say, "Hey, this file looks beautiful." Done. So that's something that they're building. They're already profitable. They're already offering this product out there. It's in the market, but it's being customized now for this hospital chain that HCA owns. So that's one example of a microcap, a smaller AI stock that I think is worth holding. All right. And with that, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend. We want to see you here 9 a.m. for the VIPs. It won't be on, it's a private YouTube link. You won't get the link unless you're a member of our VIP community. And to become a member, you go to storytrading.com/app. That's where you can become a member and get the early pre-market picks. Have a great weekend, everyone. We're going to leave you with this little explainer about what story trading is about.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story Trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets.